Hey crafty people, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing yet another card using the amazing foil and cut seashell from Trinity's latest release. I am guest designing with them for the month of June and I'm super excited and grateful to be. So I'm going to make like a tie-dye rainbow shell because, you know, why not? So I've cut the pieces of my shell from some, I actually used the £120 Accent Opaque, which I don't normally Copic colour on, but I was quite happy over how it turned out, so that was good. So, I mean, I think this is my fourth video now sharing with this, so if you aren't sure of the different pieces that come with the shell, then I'll have those other videos linked above for you to go and check out. And I just started making a rainbow. So I chose some rainbow colours of my Copics and I started in the centre with the red and just worked my way out from there really. I like to add one colour and then add the next one and then go back and add the one before, just to help smooth and even out the transition. It wasn't a perfect blend between the blue and green and then the blue and pinky purple, but I don't mind it. I think it still looks cool. And all I was thinking at the time was rainbow shell, but then when I put it all together it really does remind me of one of those really cool tie-dye t-shirts that you see. They're like all over TikTok at the moment, and yeah, it just really made me think of them. So once I'd done all of the colours, I just went over with all of the colours again just to add some more colour, help that blending, and yeah, I love it. And if you're wondering, I'm using some press and seal there to hold all the pieces still whilst I colour them, and yes, it did keep getting stuck to my hand this time, which was a bit frustrating, but I felt that that was still preferable to trying to hold those pieces down myself. So I didn't want a really stark white for the outline piece, so I've just added just a small amount of cool grey just to add a little bit of shading and detail to those lines, just because I felt that looked better than stark white. Then I'm adding some glue to each little bit and popping in the right little piece. Now it's coloured. Anywhere that I struggled a bit to get in, I just used my pokey tool that is the other end of the Trinity pickup stick. Oh, I forgot to mention I stacked up those outline pieces, so there's 3 of those with that grey toned one on top, so there's quite a deep well, and that is very important for the next part of the technique. So now I've got some Nuvo crystal glaze. Now this is not my preferred of this kind of stuff. I would prefer Glossy Accents, but my Glossy Accents bottle is clogged and I wanted to use this before I buy some more, quite frankly, because I'm cheap. So I'm just adding crystal glaze in all of those open spaces, just all over it. And then this is some crystal essential sparkles from Wow, and it is essentially like a clear, slightly holographic, very fine glitter. And whilst that crystal glaze is still wet, I'm just tapping glitter all over it, and that's going to get stuck in that glaze, and we're going to have a sparkly glazed tie-dye rainbow shell, just, you know, one of those shells that you see on the daily. I'll set that aside. It is going to take a little while to dry. I didn't put a very thick layer in. If you're wanting to put a really thick layer, then I suggest that you do that in several different layers, letting each one dry in between. So I'll talk about that background piece afterwards. I've got it linked below, and some blue. nice blue cardstock, sparkly holographic stuff, and stuck onto some white cardstock. Next up, I'm going to make a sentiment. So I took the word hooray from the Simply Sentimental birthday set, and I've got it on just a little acrylic block so that I can stamp it easily, and I've grabbed out some rainbow ink colours, and I'm just repeat stamping that hooray in rainbow. I kept moving around where I started and which colour I started on and where on the line I started, because I did want to make sure that it looked really random. I wanted it to look like it was, when I cut it out in a moment, that it was like a piece cut from a larger piece of pattern paper. Since I was happy that I had a big enough area all rainbow stamped, I grabbed out the swoopy birthday sentiment from the set. I think this is the smaller one, I can't remember, and all I know is it will fit across a mini slimline, which is what I wanted, and I'm going to stamp that straight down on top of those rainbow words. Was I nervous doing this? Heck yeah. I was really worried that it was going to ruin the rainbow thing that took me quite a bit longer than it did in this video. I was worried that you weren't going to see it, but I just had this idea in my head and I just went for it, and I'm so glad that I did, because I flipping love how it came out. So I trimmed it down into just a strip, and I'm adding it onto that, the Celtic knot background mini slimline die. I'm adding it onto some foam tape on there, and as I said, I checked before I did this that birthday sentiment is going to fit across the shortest end of a mini slimline, and I knew that it was going to. I also stamped "It's Your" in black and just trimmed that out, stuck that up on some foam tape also, and then I'm adding my sparkly glossy rainbow tie-dye shell on the top of it. This card is crazy, but it's so much fun. It was so much fun to put together. It's so much fun to look at, and it'll be so much fun to receive, I'm sure. I love it. Oh, I added some, these are rainbow fish, I think, pearls, obviously from Trinity, because their embellishments are the bomb. And I love how it came out. Let me know what you think. Do you like this stamping upon stamping? Do you see the tie-dye kind of effect that I think I have going there with that rainbow? And also, most importantly, have you ever seen a rainbow shell before? I hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're interested in any of the supplies I used for today's video, they are linked below. They're affiliate links. I appreciate anyone who uses them. Costs you absolutely nothing, but please do make sure that your cookies are turned on, otherwise that can't be traced back to me and then I don't get credited with the sale. I hope that you have a lovely, happy, safe and wonderful week. I thank you from the very bottom of my heart for being here. Stay crafty. Bye.